Meditation does not do anything. Now, please hear me out first. Hello, everybody. It's Jason, and I'm here answering your questions about Zen, meditation, your practice, life, any kind of question. Today's question is about meditation not working. Have you had that experience before? Let me read this question for you. Jason, I feel like the meditation practice I am doing is not working. I haven't reached that state of clarity and calmness. Am I doing something wrong? I think many of us have had this question, perhaps when we first started practicing meditation, or if we've been practicing for a while. Am I doing something wrong? Is this meditation not working? So first, I want to point out something very important. Meditation does not do anything. Now, please hear me out first before I start getting trolled or if you leave this video. It's not the meditation that is doing something. It is you that is doing something. Often when I give meditation instruction, many people come back 1 week, 2 weeks later and say, Jason, ever since I started meditating, I'm thinking more than ever. And I usually tell them, it's not that you are thinking more, you're just noticing you're thinking now. So meditation is like a mirror for our own mind. We start to see exactly how it is. We start to notice our thoughts and feelings more clearly. And sometimes that can be difficult. So I think it's important to stay with it. You're not doing anything wrong. Most of us who practice meditation have experienced that before. So I usually recommend practicing with other people. That really helps you stick with it. Having some kind of connection with the teacher is important so you can talk about these kinds of things. So there's nothing wrong with your practice. You're just starting to see your mind very clearly. And I think that's really important for our meditation practice. Sometimes in our meditation practice, we might experience strong, intense feelings and thoughts, perhaps anxiety or anger or fear. And we have a lot of different meditation techniques to help relieve these symptoms. But I think if you've been practicing for a while, it's really important to look in deeper. Investigate our thoughts and feelings. How do these strong feelings and thoughts appear in the first place? So often you may hear me say that if we want something out of meditation practice, we're going to be dissatisfied. It's part of the Buddha's Four Noble Truths. He said, if we grasp after something, we will experience dissatisfaction in our lives. So it's the same way with meditation. Now, of course, in the beginning, we all want something out of practice. Many of us want to relieve something with our practice, and that's completely okay. I've had this physical condition of acid reflux. Have you heard about this? Perhaps some of you have experienced this, but it's when the acid in your stomach comes back up your esophagus. So when this first started happening, some years ago, I was taking medication to help relieve the symptoms, right? It's the same way in meditation practice. We're starting a meditation practice to relieve some symptoms. But one thing I noticed about the medication, and what I learned later as I started digging in deeper, because a question appeared in my mind, how is this acid reflux appearing in the first place? I understand that the medication is relieving the symptoms, but how does it appear? And what I learned was that there wasn't enough acid in my stomach to keep this valve closed, right? That keeps your acid in your stomach so it doesn't go back up. Seems counterintuitive, right? So when I was taking this medication, it was actually reducing the acid in my stomach, so the valve wasn't able to close. So it's the same way with meditation practice, that we're practicing to relieve these symptoms, but ultimately it's getting to the source of suffering, the source of our dissatisfaction. Earlier I mentioned that meditation does not do anything. Some of you attended the Platform Sutra workshop that I hosted, where we learned the teachings from Huineng, the sixth ancestor of Zen. And what we learned about him as a person was, first, he was uneducated. He could not read or write. That's interesting. Also, he was not a monk. He was a layperson. That's also very interesting. But what I think was the most interesting is that Huineng never sat meditation. He realized his enlightened nature, then received transmission from the fifth ancestor of Zen without ever sitting meditation. And what that shows us is that we are already enlightened. We all have this enlightened nature. We're just waking up to it in this very moment. I think sometimes that we rely too much on the meditation technique. We're hoping that it's going to do something for us or to give something. So this is why I'm making this point. I'm also not saying that meditation is not important. It's very important. It really helps us see our mind clearly, so we can see through our delusions, so we can wake up to this enlightenment in this very moment. My teacher once said that if you're practicing the piano, you're not practicing the piano, you're doing it. In Zen, we have this teaching, when you're eating, just eat. When you're walking, just walk. When you're sitting meditation, just sit. At that moment that we are doing it, there is no meditation. There is no subject and object. We're just doing it right now in this moment. So it's not necessary to depend on meditation or to rely on the meditation technique. Rely on this moment. But what does that really mean, to rely on this very moment? Right now, this bladder is full. It's time to pee. Those are my thoughts for the day. Let me know down in the comments if this video was helpful. Also, if you have any questions about Zen, meditation, practice life, any kind of question, you can put it down in the comments below, or you can email me, jason@jasonquinnzen.com. Okay, everyone, I hope you're all doing well, and I will see you very soon.